Good morning. I'm here with two board members, Joe Shaw, Ryan Lewis, myself, Joe Lawson, just to share and remind folks of what we are doing to keep our kids in school this year. And so, Ryan, would you just kick us off, please?
Thank you, Mr. Lawson. We have to stop fighting each other over everything. No one's winning. It's not a competition. No one is excited about the current situation that we're in. We have to stop playing these gotcha games. We have to stop opposing literally everything someone else says or does that doesn't 100% align with what we think. All sides and opinions are going to have to come off their views and compromise. No one is 100% right. No one is 100% wrong. We have to stop being mean, unkind, foul, nasty, hateful, spiteful, or any other synonymous adjective you can think of to others that don't believe what we believe. Even though we are being thrust into this situation where in reality there is actually no middle ground to meet at, we have to join hands and try to find one. We have to be able to break through knee-jerk reactions to dog whistles being fed to us by people that have never even stepped foot in our town, let alone our schools, and never will. We have to weed through all the misinformation and falsehood being floated around and base what we think on what is actually true. When there's information contrary to what we think we know, our reaction should not be to argue, yell, and accuse. It should be instead to ask questions, gather more information, pick up the phone, have a conversation with someone, challenge ourselves to take that different information and use it either to strengthen our current belief or just maybe adapt and move our way of thinking. We have to come together to find a short-term solution as well as map out a long-term strategy of how we live in this new reality. It's an obvious statement that status quo is not sustainable. That should be something we all agree on. You want your kids to be safe, happy, healthy, and get an education. I want your kids to be safe, happy, healthy, and get an education. All of us here at this table want your kids to be safe, happy, healthy, and get an education. I don't have any disillusions that we are all going to just like each other. But what we have to be able to do is tolerate and trust each other and have confidence that the decisions that are made are done so with the best interest of our kids as the number one priority. We've accepted what we feel is the least worst option right now. So please, can we stop fighting each other? Let's put the unity back into our community and see this situation through.
Good morning, my name is Joe Shaw. What I wanted to talk to you guys was about our grants that we've received through this pandemic. We started our budget year, it was 2020, we received our first grant. Just wanted to touch on some details about maybe some misinformation out there that people feel that the funds aren't being used primarily the way they should be. So I'm just going to give you the Cliff Notes version here. We're going to post this to our website so everybody can go through it. But the first one was in 2020. Our first grant that we received was $411,000, mostly used for. It's right when the first pandemic hit. We used it for a curriculum coach. We used to purchase some new Chromebooks, purchase some cameras for the classrooms, everything to help us with our e-learning the first time around. We spent $142,000 on PPP equipment, so stuff that we didn't realize we're going to need. Second grant come out was $1.6 million. $930,000 of that was used to maintain our current staffing levels to make up for a budget shortfall. Another one was some renovation through the pandemic, making sure everybody was socially distanced. Make sure we were upgrading our HVAC systems. Everything to be compliant to make sure it was safe for the kids to come to school. The last but not least is the one we just recently applied for. Again, Cliff Notes version is curriculum coaches. We paid for those as well through this. So they're helping design our new curriculum throughout our whole school system. We have 2 of them. We bought a new math plan. And another highlight is an expansion and renovations for our buildings. We're looking to add over at the elementary and junior high buildings. We're adding classrooms. we're renovating the office area. We're gonna put in a larger space for the kids. Again, all designed for the kids. Again, we'll be posting this. This is what the proposed proposal looks like. The grant itself was about this long to fill out, something that I didn't do, but something that the school district administrators here, a lot of staff put a lot of time and effort into. So again, the money has been spent all towards the kids, towards improving our facilities, improving our buildings, going through an unforeseeable future here. We've been through a very hard pandemic so far, just trying to make it to where we can keep our kids in school. Mr. Lawson.
Thank you, Joe and Ryan, for sharing so much, and I can pull my glasses off with the mask like many of you have, and that's getting to be a point of hilarity. Just to refresh our memories, I guess, we started this fall in school knowing that we were going against the mandates of the state of Illinois. We began with our own plan of COVID mitigations, fancy word for how we're going to keep kids well. And as we ventured forth on that plan, we thought we had 90 days to prove to the state of Illinois our plan would work, and instead that got cut to about 2.5 weeks. And that's when we decided to go back and do from mask optional to go ahead and mask up our students. And while masking's not the most pleasant thing in the world, it's not the worst thing in the world. Do I like them? Nah, but my opinion doesn't count when it comes to the safety of our students and to be able to keep having school and keep kids in school. One of the things that people wonder about, what are the benefits of the mask? Why didn't we fight longer? Well, it's one of the things is that our extracurriculars would have been forbidden had we fought longer. And it's not only sports, it's everything from clubs to FFA, any of those kind of meetings, band competitions, all those, and hundreds of kids would have been excluded from things that they love to do. We're also concerned not only about the educational health of our students, but the emotional health of our students and community. There's a community pride in our sports programs, and it doesn't matter whether we've got a state championship team or the worst team in the world, we turn out because they're our kids and we cheer them on. And if your kid's an FFA or an ag kid or a band kid, it's the same thing. We have pride, and we want to keep our kids emotionally healthy as well as educationally active. And that's best done in the classroom. We proved that last spring. Our grade turned around in the last quarter when we went to school 5 days a week was phenomenal. I was shocked. I thought we'd have 200 kids in summer school and we had 80. And so that proved that a butt in the seat in the classroom is effective. Test to stay may be annoying, and yet it keeps kids in the classroom, where if they're close proximity to a student that has COVID, the test to stay allows them to be tested frequently throughout the next 14 days, and they can stay in the classroom if they're found COVID free. And that's one of those things that we want, our kids in the classroom. We're continuing to work through the State Board of Education to cheerlead our process to get a pilot program where we can use our plan and be a pilot for the state of Illinois to prove that the state does not have to mandate, but we can have local control, not only with mask and health mandates, but also with curriculum and other things. This is a bigger issue than one piece of cloth. It means we are taking our territory back as educators in the school, that we can teach the curriculums that we desire, we can have some freedom of choice in some areas, and that's what we desire for our school district. I appreciate the work of every board member. Appreciate these guys taking off work today to be here. And Ryan and Joe, thank you so much for taking your time today. As a unified community, we're making progress. We cannot get distracted by peripheral things. Yeah, we all have opinions, we all get information, as Ryan said, and yet to rail away and be hostile with each other doesn't help our community anyway. Please call if you have questions. You can call me, you can call these guys. I'm going to speak for them at this point, and we'll talk with you. We're not isolated. Our phone numbers, our workplaces, you know who we are, where we are. It's a small town. Get a hold of us. We'll be glad to sit and talk with you. Thank you for viewing this.
Thank you.
Thank you.